Hello. This video will be about Dwarves Zwerge auf Deutsch. Yes, I at one point had a video on dwarfs before, but I decided I will make one with a little bit more information. So I deleted it and I make this one, a new one. So, Zwerge, dwarfs, to our pagan ancestors, they were beings that lived in the subconscious of our minds, of us humans. And that is why in the sagas they say that dwarfs look identical to a human. The only difference is the human has the mind, and the dwarf is just a pure emotional being who does not have the mind that humans have. So, they are your emotions. An example, Schneemädchen und die sieben Zwerge, Snow White and the seven dwarfs. What are they? They are named happy, grumpy, you know, they're like emotions, right? And the power of dwarfs is very powerful. I mean, if you think about emotions, you look at science studies that we have today, we are understanding how powerful our emotions are. If you take two plants that are equally healthy and you treat them equally as far as water and good soil and that are concerned, but one plant you speak and give positive energy to, and the other plant you give negative energy to, you will see within probably a few weeks that the one plant will grow and be very healthy, that has a positive energy from your dwarfs being given to it. And the other plant will either die or be much smaller and not be as healthy as the other one. So that just is a small example of how powerful our dwarves are, our emotions. Dwarves need to be kept in line. As you know, they are very powerful. And if you look at people who do not know how to have control over their emotions, we say, right? That is what they say in this modern world. Have control of your emotions. Well, our pagan ancestors knew the correct way to keep your dwarves in line. You do that through ritual. Especially if you do ritual to Thor. Thor is the power of thought, the ruler of the mind. And if you do ritual to the elves, that is your higher self, that is your ancestors who have had many lives, maybe thousands and thousands of lifetimes, have reincarnated, and they've experienced all they want to experience as a human, and they have learned everything they want to learn as a human. And then they become elves. We too, we will all become elves someday. And then we come back, and then we become the higher self of our descendants. So our grandchildren or our great-great-great-grandchildren, all depending on you and how many lifetimes you feel you need to have. So when your dwarves see you doing ritual to the elves, or see you doing ritual to Thor, or see you doing just ritual to the moon, which is the human mind, the mind is the moon. If they see you doing ritual to these things, the dwarves will take you very seriously, your emotions, and they will fall in line, and they will use their energy, their power that they have, to make a very good life for you. All the things that you desire, that the moon reflects. The moon reflects what? The soul, right? The soul desires what the reasons you chose to incarnate on this earth. The mind reflects that. And when you are in alignment because you do ritual, then your dwarves will create this with all their energy and their power. They will create the things you want to experience and learn in this lifetime. And that is a little bit more information about the dwarves that I did not quite give in the last video I made about them. So I deleted it and I made this new one. It just explains it a little bit better, I believe. And yeah, what else can I say? So how it works is the human soul is first a dwarf. So first you are an emotion in another human soul's subconscious. And then you work your way up to becoming the mind. And then you are incarnated many times as a human. And then after you have learned all the lessons that you want to learn as a human, then you become an elf. And when you are an elf, you are basically like the gods. It is like becoming a god, like Odin or Tyr or whoever. And that is as high as you can get. And you come back and you spend your time helping your folk, your bloodlines, your ancestors, and your descendants, and everyone who is still reincarnating over and over again. It all depends on you and what you learn in your lifetimes. Because if you do not experience in your lifetime, if you are led astray, and you do not experience what you wanted to, and you missed something in your life gave you a choice, and you chose a different path because of someone else's influence, maybe your parents, maybe someone else, rather than doing what you truly desired to do with your soul, then you will have to come back and try and create a new situation so that you will have another chance in your next lifetime to have that desire or lesson fulfilled and learned. So that is how you can also, not only your descendants, but also help your ancestors who are reincarnating still, who have not quite maybe had enough lives to become an elf. I mean, you can live thousands of lives. I mean, the human, our people, we have been around for, what they're saying, almost 1 million years now, they're saying. The more and more we are advanced in our technology, the more we find out that us humans have been around for a very long time, much more than we ever thought before. So, that is a little bit about dwarfs, understanding that our pagan ancestors had before Christianity. And then Christianity came and had to make dwarves and elves, they wanted them to just go away. They wanted us to forget all of that. They did not want us to realize that we have these parts and this power inside of us to create our own lives, how we want them, how we planned them before we were born. So what did they do? They turned elves and dwarves from these powerful beings inside of us and our ancestors and all that. They turned it all into little like almost creatures, you know, like little pointy hats, little tiny things the size of your fingers, or little short midgets. You know, that is what Christianity did. That is not at all the way our pagan ancestors viewed dwarves. That is just how we viewed dwarves after Christianity. And I guess that is all about this little video on dwarves. I hope I explained it better this time than the last time. Tschüss.